This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh.
Hello, Fresh, and welcome back.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
James, I'm here. Also, we're presided over by the spirit of sad Paul Rudd.
That's right.
Because you've on the TV in this room, you've been watching This Is 40.
This is 40.
And you've left it on a still of Paul Rudd looking the saddest he's ever been and just sitting in a car.
If you pause it on most frames in This Is 40, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, right.
It's a great movie. I know people think it's overly long or whatever. That's probably true, but I think it's one of Apatow's best.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and
what's
a
his
sequel.
worst?
I never loved Funny People, but I never went back. So maybe
Maybe improve on
but
the
I think
rewatching, yeah.
the reason why people don't like Funny People is similar to this as well. I think they've got similar themes
Overly
and,
long, yeah.
and ideas and whatever. But yeah, it's also a sequel to Knocked Up, which is a great movie also,
That's
I
true,
think.
yeah.
So there you go.
Oh.
Should we do the show,
We're
Mason?
laughing and learning, yes.
Laughing and
I
learning.
mean, we haven't done much laughing so far, or learning, to be honest. But yes, let's go on with the show.
Let's just do the show. We'll just see what happens. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
cool. Great. Yeah. Terrific.
Speaking of laughing,
Oh, yes.
Actually, no. There's some bloody accusations flying thick and fast regarding the Justice League movie, the filming of. I don't know if you saw this, Ray Fisher's comments.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
I've got a breakdown of some of the stuff that happened.
So as far as I know, when Justice League came out at cinemas,
Yes.
Ray Fisher was there's footage of him at the time saying how much he supports the movie
Yep,
and how
it was
much
at Comic-Con,
it's
yep.
good and
His exact words were something like, because he retweeted this and said, he praised the filmmaker Joss Whedon, who took over from Zack Snyder, who stepped away for personal reasons or may have been fired. Picked a good person to come in and clean up and finish up for him. And then he said underneath that, I'd like to take a moment to forcefully retract every bit of this statement.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, there you go.
Is he the first star of that movie to say something horrible about it?
I think maybe
horrible,
maybe
but kind of-
openly, but I think he's definitely the first one to take a shot specifically at the director.
Yeah, right.
Because nobody else is doing that. Because obviously Ray Fisher was more of a stage actor before he was cast as Cyborg, and Zack Snyder, chose him specifically for this role, and they built this character together, and only to have it then taken out almost entirely.
By the time the movie came out, he has like 3 lines.
It's embarrassing, like how little of him is in that movie, and you would be genuinely upset. That you put this performance in and then it was stripped away. But that doesn't seem to be the only reason he's upset, because he tweeted this, that Joss Whedon's on-set treatment of the cast and crew of Justice League was gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He was enabled in many ways by Jeff Johns and John Berg. Accountability is greater than entertainment.
My goodness.
So he's just bloody swinging fists,
That's
mate. Just
exactly right.
haymakers. Yeah. So it's he doesn't say specifically what happened, but there's a few other things that have followed up since then. John Burgess came out with a statement to Variety and said, it's categorically untrue that we enabled any unprofessional behavior. And I remember Fisher being upset that we wanted him to say booyah, which is which is a well-known saying of Cyborg from the animated series. So, but I think if it was just that one thing, I doubt that would have been.
Look, I had a wonderful time on this, but I just want to. Otherwise, I just want to fully sink Joss Whedon because he made me say booyah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because it is, because you don't have to put in every little reference from everything,
Exactly.
So I don't even remember when he did say that. It was at the end when he separated the mother boxes. I have no idea.
I feel like it's a bit. Is there a moment where him and Aquaman are flying through the air somehow? Does somebody say booyah? Look, I couldn't.
I know. I think he says, ride's not over. And he goes, my man.
That is true.
They both did their catchphrases in that movie.
Exactly right.
Yeah. But to speak more to of this,
yes,
on Fat Man Beyond, and I went back and watched the clip where he talked about this. This is Kevin Smith's podcast. People know him as the director. He's a comic book writer.
So Ray Fisher was on this?
No, this was him discussing it. And he said that when he visited the set of Solo, he spoke with some VFX artists who worked on Solo, both versions of Solo, because a lot of it was redone, and then both versions of Justice League.
Okay.
And they said that, he didn't name them specifically who it was, but Whedon cut down and was very dismissive and negative about Zack's version of the movie that he'd seen and all the special effects team had made together. So apparently he wasn't a huge fan of that particular vision, which kind of, is evident in what that movie ended up.
Well, that's true, but I mean, at the same time, you would think a little bit of professional courtesy would be
Yeah.
like, hey, look, I really respect his work, but
Yeah.
it's not going to work right now, so let's change everything. But
Yeah.
not like, well, his stuff sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit. And again, this is all like second, third hand
Third
information.
hand, exactly.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem a bit that way. I mean, I know Joss Whedon also around that time
Was cheating on his wife
but
a whole
cheating
bunch.
on his wife for decades, and it was either was just about to happen or had happened where he was like she wrote that letter talking about his infidelity over the
Yeah,
years.
right,
So it's very possible that he was having a horrible time at the time of making. I'm not excusing it. I'm just trying to. We don't know the specifics of what actually happened on set, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right,
I'm just presenting the facts. We
No,
used to
that's
do
true.
news, but now it's all wild speculation
And
about
gossip.
and
Hot gossip. It's very hot.
Yeah.
It's hot, juicy gossip, isn't it?
But Kevin Smith also mentioned this thing which you mentioned to me personally in our personal life
Oh,
about
this is hot, juicy gossip.
about the Wonder Woman boobs thing. Which is
That's, apparently that
thing that happened, maybe?
in the movie in the movie Justice League.
Yeah.
But in that movie, apparently, I'll start the whole thing again.
the show.
Yeah, the whole show from episode.
All right, here we go. Hang on.
From episode 1.
Theme song.
Somebody say.
But so in Justice League, there's a scene where obviously the Flash falls over and he falls on Wonder Woman's boobs.
Yes,
And
it's very funny.
it's worth it for the laugh alone, because I just remember the movie was drowned out in the cinema by laughter and applause.
As it was in Age of Ultron
But
with that
apparently
exact gag.
in that scene, Ezra Miller's Flash falls on a Gal Gadot body double.
Yes.
And apparently she was just told, actual Gal Gadot was not in that scene.
Yeah.
It was just told to just do a
React.
reaction
Yeah.
shot of like, hey, react to something like you're surprised.
Yeah.
And then they edited it in.
Well, and what he said of this was that they said, lie down and we'll do the thing, and she was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Right.
So, and that's why, and then he did it anyway using body
Trickery.
doubles and trickery. Again, all second-hand, third-hand information. But I always presumed that it was all of this stuff came down from Warner Brothers to be like, change it into something else.
Yeah, right.
But maybe he had more of a hand in the way this movie ended up than not. But again,
Yeah.
we'll never really know at this point. It'll slowly unfold over the next few years. We'll get dribs
Exactly.
and drabs. And
One day we're going to get like a unauthorized
yeah.
biography of just this whole time period. Just
Yeah.
and I will say I'm going to read it. I will buy it,
But
maybe.
you'll read the excerpts on
I'll read
Twitter.
the excerpts, exactly, that are on Twitter, exactly. Speaking of controversy on the sets of DC movies.
Wow,
this
here
is
we go.
This is a piece of news.
Wow.
So the hot news is Christopher Nolan either does or does not allow chairs on set when he makes a movie.
And Hathaway said, right?
Yeah, I'm filming The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
She said that apparently Christopher Nolan was like, "You're not allowed to have a chair."
Yeah.
because I guess if you're sitting, you're not working.
Well, it's what they used to say at McDonald's when I worked there. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
If you've got
And I
time
said,
to lean, you've got time to make an Oscar-nominated movie.
Yeah, that's right. I think if you've got time to lean, you should be able to lean just for a little bit. Don't you
I think if you've got time to lean, then later when you have to clean,
Yeah.
you'll be more enthusiastic and rested for that clean. You know,
Or just always be cleaning.
ABC.
ABC. Yes.
Maybe that's true. But then, obviously, I think other people on other movies have
Yeah.
said,
No.
of course you get to.
Yeah.
of course you get-
I think he said that he chooses not to sit.
At the
And-
little,
yeah.
there's a thing called a video village.
And maybe
at-
like also his director of photography and some others like choose not to.
Yeah, so there's a thing.
Yeah.
There's a thing on a movie set, I guess, where there's monitors and there's usually seats around the monitors, and all the director and the cinematographer and whatever they film a scene and then they watch it back on a monitor to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And apparently he doesn't use a chair there.
Yeah.
because he doesn't want to just get into a point where he's sitting there and wasting everybody else's time, where he just back into the left.
Yeah.
back into the left kind of thing.
That
So-
might be it. It could also be a situation where if you're wearing one of those superhero costumes, like your Batman suits or your Catwoman outfit, you can't sit in that because it will split.
maybe, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
He leaves like a silver dollar like glued to the ground as a trap to see if anybody will.
To see who's poor.
That's exactly right. And if you're poor, you're out.
So yeah,
Can't afford a fancy scarf on a Christopher Nolan set, you're out.
yeah. So no, I thought that was. I've been watching a few of those actors on actors things. I watched the Chris Evans Paul Rudd one, which was quite fun, and I've started to watch another one. I can't remember which one. Oh, the Patrick Stewart, Henry Cavill one was quite interesting as well.
Do they have a connection besides being British?
I mean, it's that weird Skype thing, but
Oh, yeah.
they flow reasonably well.
No, I mean, do they have a historical
Oh
connection?
well,
Have
yeah,
been
because
into
he
something
talks
together?
about it up top how Henry Cavill organized. Henry Cavill orgasmed he
What?
auditioned.
Oh my god!
No,
What a leap!
He auditioned for a Shakespeare thing in his very, very early days for Patrick Stewart's production company.
Oh, I see.
It was for a movie or a TV. I couldn't tell you what it was, and he absolutely botched the audition after learning it perfectly, and then rang his agent and said, can I go back? I really want to do it again. So he went back again, and Patrick Stewart said to him at the time, it's really brave of you to come back and do this. Really appreciate it. It shows great character and whatever. He didn't get it anyway, but yeah.
It shows great character, but obviously we cannot trust you on the night because you will mess this up.
Yeah. So there you go.
I have Henry Cavill news also.
I love Henry Cavill news.
I thought I'd get some news together. Apparently, the estate of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is suing Netflix
For that weird...
for Enola Holmes.
Yes.
Which is a series that is upcoming based on a series, I think, of young adult novels where Sherlock Holmes has a younger sister who also solves mysteries.
Yes.
So that's news to me that there is a series of novels based on this with this new character.
Was she always... It's Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes.
Yeah. Was she always a part of like the lore? Did he always
she's
have
new.
a sister?
She's new.
I mean, like even in the original books, is there like passing mention?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
But
I said it's a film. I thought so it's a film based
yeah.
on a series. Yeah, okay. So why are they suing them?
they're suing because Sherlock Holmes is nice to people.
What?
So the deal is that my assumption was that all Sherlock Holmes stories were in the public domain, but it turns out they're not. So the original series of stories are in the public domain. So for people who don't know, Sherlock Holmes stories are basically broken into two eras.
Before and after the waterfall?
Yeah, so Sherlock Holmes was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and very popular, but he kind of got sick of writing the character and wanted to do other things.
Yes.
So there's this famous story where he battles his nemesis Moriarty. They fall off a waterfall.
After having a mind fight?
Yeah, they have a mind fight in mind palaces. They have clashing mind palaces. Their mind chandeliers just smash together into little bits. And then they die.
Yeah.
And Conan Doyle was like, okay, my character's dead. I'm going to do some more stuff. And then afterwards, people are like, bring back Sherlock Holmes. Bring him back.
We'll give you money. Bring
More
it back.
more mind palaces. And so eventually he did bring him back. And it's true if you read the later stories, he's more emotional.
Okay.
I guess because of...
Fell on his head.
He fell on his head, presumably. Or
He was
like
underwater for a real long time.
any of those things. But,
Yeah.
you know, in the old stories, he's basically like, I bring Watson along because he's useful sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, they're not friends. They're
Yeah.
just...
He's just someone
like,
to bounce off.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He's just a person to say ideas for, and occasionally he can move a thing or punch a guy for him or whatever. And then later stories, he is more. He's clearly like, well, I appreciate people more, and I think maybe that's also due to maybe Conan Doyle's own life.
Yeah, right.
Had some things happen in his own life, but
You get old, you soften.
yeah, exactly. And so I think those ones are not in the public domain. So the fact that if Sherlock Holmes in this series was cold and emotionless, it would fall under the banner of the old stories.
I think the cutting off point should be if you said it before the waterfall.
The waterfall thing, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because
sometimes he's nice.
So if Henry Cavill was just constantly damp in this series, then they could sue him because he'd be like, "Yep, just got out of that waterfall." It's really
Maybe
something.
maybe the whole movie is just him. There's a lot of like strolls next to a waterfall. And you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen. And he never does it.
Yeah.
Well, that's wild. What a weird thing to sue for.
Yeah. This is from CNN. In earlier works now in the public domain, his aloofness and lack of empathy are crucial aspects of his character and must be respected in any adaptation the estate claims.
Oh, there you
so
go.
you can do it for free.
Yeah.
If he's cold and aloof, and I guess they kind of like it.
But is that a time? Is that a time thing? Because I know public domain stuff, there was a time limit on it, but I know also Disney changed that.
Yeah, look, I don't know if the later stories will ever be covered by that. But if you look at, say, the Robert Downey Jr. version or the Cumberbatch version, they are kind of just mean pricks all the time. And I guess they've escaped having to pay.
Maybe that's why they haven't made that third Sherlock movie, because he went over the waterfall.
That's true, yeah.
But they are talking about making that one at some point, yeah. I didn't mind the second one of that. I didn't like the first one.
So so a series of later stories written after World War I, which had an impact on the author. So that makes more sense. So he's more empathetic after World War I.
Witnessing horrible atrocities.
Yeah. So apparently they're also suing the author of the books as well. So
okay. So it's a whole thing.
It's a whole
good
thing,
thing they're backed by Netflix now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's lucky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I'm kind of Sherlock Holmes out. But I was looking forward to that movie. I'm like, oh, I really like this cast. This could
Yeah.
be interesting. So there you go.
They're all wearing fancy
I mean,
top hats.
it's Sherlock never had a sister, and they should sue the pants off them. And all
yet
those
that
things.
is kind of like, because the Cumberbatch version did have a sister. They're
Oh,
like,
you did too.
New sister.
You had a crazy sister who could do voices.
Even bigger mind palace. A mind palace like you would not believe. I mean, his Sherlock's mind palace is like a mind trailer, like a mind caravan. It's like a mind RV compared to her mind.
If you look at this cast, though, Millie Bobby Brown, Henry Cavill, Sam Claflin, Helena Bonham Carter. That's an absolute
good
bloody
one,
cracker,
yeah.
mate. This looks like it could be quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the director, but
I think it'll probably still come out.
September. It's supposed to be due out. I don't recognize any of the other stuff that he's done. Looks like he's done like British TV stuff.
Oh, British TV.
Anyway, there you go. Great.
Yeah.
So back to DC news, Mason. Full
ready.
DC steam ahead.
All right, here we go. Tooty toot.
Of course, you may know this, but you do know this. The DC Fandome event is coming.
I do know
Toot
that.
toot.
Yep.
August 22nd. And as part of the programming, two of the things that they've put in.
You said DC Fandome toot toot, but I think the DC Fandome noise should be like the sound of like a wet hand going down glass to symbolize the dome, like a bloody hand, like people are trying
Are you trying to get into the dome? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Or out.
Yeah, maybe out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what they've got in their program lineup is Secret Movie 1, Secret Movie 2.
Wow.
So that's cool that they've got 2 revelations. So
two My Secret Identity movies.
yes, that's right.
Jerry O'Connell's back.
But he wouldn't do it, so it's his brother again.
And he
replaced
can't
him.
fly anymore because those cans are bad for the environment.
That's true. What could he use instead? He could spit.
He could spit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
No, he can't spit. Not these days.
oh yeah, he can't spit.
Yeah.
Why did he think he could spit?
It's ridiculous.
What an idiot.
Do people remember that My Secret
No one
Identity, which is a
remembers
TV series?
I
that had-
barely remember
Yeah,
it.
it was a secret. It was a TV series with Jerry O'Connell of Sliders and Other Things fame.
Piranha 3D.
Stand by Me.
Yep.
And he had various
Kangaroo Jack.
He had various powers, including he could float,
Yes.
and he could also. It
he
was,
was
a little
super
bit Alex
strong.
Mack.
Yeah. But
And
he was super strong, but
yeah.
he was also weightless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bit of a plot hole there.
Yeah, but he would use spray cans to very slowly fly.
Oh,
or
yeah,
float.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Anyway, good stuff.
Great stuff. Anyway, speculation is like, is it whatever the Flash movie is going to be, Aquaman 2, Man of Steel 2, Green Lantern movie, Supergirl, Cyborg. There's a number of things that they've mentioned they were going to make over the years, which they haven't. So we don't know.
Yeah.
What
It's a miracle movie.
Definitely.
Oh, New Gods.
I mean, that's been announced already. I'm really looking forward to New Gods. More New Gods, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Anything that you'd like to see in particular? Would you like to get some confirmation of the Keaton thing, maybe, or
Yeah,
That
but they
would've
wouldn't
been
announce that as a movie, though, would they?
they would if they were like Flashpoint and Keaton?
Oh, yeah, good point, actually, yeah. Oh, imagine that if they brought out whoever's going to be the Flash now and then Michael Keaton. People would be very excited.
People are just screaming against the glass. Yeah, that'd be cool. But anyway, we'll see you on August 22nd. This is from Game Revolution. They've revealed that there is a Fallout series in development based on the Fallout series of games that get progressively worse.
I've heard that.
And the
I've
new
heard
one in
nothing
particular.
but bad things. Is that Fallout 76? Yeah.
No, that's atrocious. I think was it Internet Historian did a really good video on it where he talks about how all these things that they were going to put in it, and then they just, when they open it up, there's just nothing in the world. And they expected people to like make your own fun and story
was
and
Fallout
adventures.
76 a multiplayer?
Yeah, it's the online whatever.
I see. Right.
And it's
Okay,
atrocious.
yeah, okay.
But also it's one of those things where like, it's a lot better now, but it's like, well,
right.
maybe you should have made
Well,
it
that
good.
happened with things. Didn't it happen with No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky, yeah. He's actually got the same guy, got another interesting video on that where they just took all the money that they made from it and just for a couple of
and
years
fixed
just
it.
kept
Adding
chipping
things.
away at it. And apparently
Yeah,
it's
right.
really good, which, I mean, it's kind of disingenuous the way that they released that game, but the fact that they took the time to, they could have gone on to something else
That's
with
true,
the
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
But they spent the time to make it better
With their
than it
ill-gotten
was.
gains, but they made them regular gotten gains.
They also kind of were put in a position where that was slated as this AAA release from Sony,
Yeah.
but it was never supposed to be that.
Is it a case?
And he also lied
Yeah.
a lot about what was in it.
Well, I was going to say, is the problem here that Fallout 76 was, and a lot of these games are just like, we are going to give you this and this and this. Maybe they should just, I don't know, shut the hell up about it.
Yeah.
And then people might just be,
Pleasantly
but
surprised.
nobody who plays video games is pleasantly surprised.
No, they're certainly not. Not these days. Yeah, did you see also NBA 2K is talking about how games are going to be $70 from now on and whatever, because they're normally $60 in the US.
$70 American.
Yeah, and I don't
was
have
like, that's a bargain.
Well, you can get them for about that here if you go to the right place.
Yeah.
About $70. But if you, I don't have a problem with increasing the price of games if you get the game. Like the full game
disc
with all the stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything extra. And I don't mind like a little DLC story like Spider-Man or whatever that you can pay extra for.
Right.
But if you give me the full game, I'd pay you a little bit extra for it, definitely.
A finished game.
A finished game, you kidding
exactly.
me?
I don't want, you want the disc and you want everything and you don't want to be surprised a couple of years down the line that they're like, we turned the servers off so you can't play this anymore.
Well, there's that as well. I know it was with the recent, what was it? With the Crash Bandicoot Racing Team Race, which I was going to get because apparently it's like a fun little Mario Kart-esque thing. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to get Sonic Racing instead.
Ugh.
Apparently it's all right.
You're going to get Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Ugh.
That's right.
But I like Mario Kart, which I still use occasionally. But they put in the microtransactions like a week or 2 weeks after the game came out. And that's just really
That is incredible.
uncool, man.
Yeah.
Man.
I
Anyway, Fallout. We had Fallout news.
Oh, yeah. No, wait. Did I have another thought about video games? I have so few thoughts about video games. I feel I should.
You got other things on your plate.
Yeah.
You gotta fend off all the insults from my son as you walk through the house.
That's right. He said I had a head like a frog. But I mean, that's because you told him to say that I had a head like a frog.
But he said it.
It's true, he did.
But he asked me to remind him to tell you.
Oh, earlier before I got here. Okay, right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't say head like a frog. He said looks like a frog.
Okay, right. Well, that's fair, actually.
Yeah. So anyway, if you think of it, jump back in.
I will.
But there's a Fallout series in development for Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever the Amazon streaming, whatever the boys is on.
Yep.
Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy developing it. They're of course behind Westworld. So Fallout it still is, but like this really beloved.
As a concept,
pristine,
it's great. I mean, whether
people love New Vegas,
whether the last few games have been incredible or bad, just the idea of it's a world in which there was it was like an idyllic 50s world, but then it's destroyed by nuclear holocaust, but everybody had to go into vaults for decades.
Absolutely.
They've come out into a ruined 1950s future.
I played the one with Liam Neeson, but then I never got out of the vault. I was walking around and being like, "Can you get this for me?" And I'm like,
"Get it yourself, Liam Neeson."
Yeah, Neeson. You got legs.
You're tall enough to get it off that shelf, Liam Neeson, you monster.
Yeah, but I know like they're obviously amazing games. My brother, the one you don't like, was really into that. But New Vegas is apparently amazing. But a lot of those guys went on to make, I think it's the Outer Worlds, which is like a much better version
or the
of
Outer Wilds.
Or the Outer Worlds, but I think it's the Outer Worlds. We'll get corrected regardless. But so yeah, that's like a Fallout-esque game without all the garbage that they started to put in them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, it seems like I like the idea of the world and the aesthetic of the world and all the stuff that goes on. It's like kind of like the movie Blast from the Past.
with Brendan Fraser, yes,
but
exactly.
Post-apocalyptic and whatever.
Did you see the trailer for Foundation?
Which one was
Came out
that?
a couple of weeks ago. It's based on an Isaac Asimov series of novels, and it's about it's
I did see this.
it's set in sort of like a global empire, thousands of years in the future.
It's on Apple, right?
Yeah, it might be the one that gets me to get Apple TV.
Just buy a new phone and then you get it for a a year.
I don't want to get a new phone.
Just buy. It's as easy as that.
Oh my God.
Just shell out a couple of grand, mate.
My God. But basically, it's like this. It's this epic saga. It's many. It was a book in the 50s, and then there were sequels, and then there were prequels up until like the 90s. So it's been like it was sort of this Isaac Asimov, and you would like it because it's set in the iRobot-averse. It's set in the same universe.
I don't like the iRobot movie.
No, you do though. You love that movie.
I didn't really like it.
No, it's a shame.
I didn't
but
like
anyway,
it.
it's basically about a guy and he
I liked his shoes.
Well, that's the shoes that they wear exclusively vintage 2004 Converse or whatever in the Foundation.
I don't mind that movie actually. Yeah,
But basically, it's about there's this big galactic empire that's been around for 10,000ish years, and there's a scientist who predicts. He builds a new model of mathematics that can predict the future, and he basically figures out that in a few hundred years the whole empire is going to collapse for 30,000 years, and he's got to find a way to stop that.
Okay.
But everybody's like, no, you're messing with our vibe here.
Yeah,
Don't do
right,
that.
okay.
We like things as they are.
But is it a good thing that if the empire dissolved? Is that like the point? It was like maybe
No, it'd be like a 30,000 year dark age.
Oh, okay,
so like
right.
everything would suck.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if we figure this out, the dark age won't last as long, and
Yeah.
so it looks good.
And we'll all have Converse shoes.
Yes,
I'll figure out
exactly.
what the next hot brand is going to be.
That's right.
That's
pretty good.
I saw the trailer for that because it was mostly like a behind the scenes making of element of as well.
Right,
Was
right,
there?
right.
Was there? Or was that a different video that I
Might be
watched?
something else you watched.
Yeah, but it looks like the money that looks like they put into that is
It
amazing.
looks like it has some people that I enjoy whose names I could not recall for $1 billion.
Wow, let me check that out for you right now, Mason. Jared Harris.
And Lee Pace is in it.
Lee Pace, that's
Yeah, there
right.
we go, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Jared Harris.
Terrence Mann.
Jared Harris is one of those famous that guys.
Oh, he's
I
such
think
a
maybe
that
he's
guy.
been in a Sherlock Holmes, maybe.
Yeah, he was Moriarty in something.
There we go.
Or Sherlock Holmes in something.
Maybe he's been both.
Yeah.
If he's British, he's been both.
Was he Moriarty in the Robert Downey Jr. ones?
I think maybe he was like one of Moriarty's henchmen or something.
Okay.
Or like an evil doctor.
Okay.
Might have been an evil doctor.
No, he was Moriarty.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. You would look like a
Yeah.
rightful.
I was speaking of The Boys you mentioned earlier. Did you see the season 2 trailer stuff?
I did, yeah.
Looks good.
That's right. So bloody Back to the Future's out, and the guy from Breaking Bad is in.
Giancarlo Esposito.
That's right,
is
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And we saw a first look of Aya Cash as Stormfront, who's she's very much like, hey, I'm on Instagram, everybody.
Yeah,
Check
right.
this out. I'm on Instagram Live.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
It's fun because it's like real life.
Would that be a play on the start of Justice League, or do you think that's just a coincidence?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe it is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, it's always subverting expectations, that show.
True.
In a
She's
good
very-
way.
Yeah, because she's sort of like holding Homelander up to the
Yeah.
the feet to the fire and being like, I'm on the team now.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Exactly.
You dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. We haven't really seen any updates to what the actual boys are up to, though.
What are the boys up to?
Probably putting bombs up people's bums.
I enjoyed the laser vision baby just cutting people in half.
Yeah, right?
That was a lot. Just
Look, if we have just another one of those.
yeah, they all get one.
Yeah.
Terrific stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that coming back. What else have we got? This is from Christopher Miller, who you might know as involved in the Spider-Verse movies.
One half of Lord and
One
Miller.
half of. The development of the new groundbreaking art techniques being done on the next Spider-Verse movie are already blowing me away. It's going to make the first movie look quaint.
Oh.
There you go. So that's exciting. I mean, he's not going to say the opposite. It'll be like, this looks way worse. This is subpar.
we tried to make this better than the previous one, but I mean, we kind of peaked. So
Yeah.
it's all kind of downhill,
Yeah,
if
look,
I'll
it's
be honest with you.
definitively going to be worse, and you're not going to like it as much. But anyway, please go and see it. So anyway, it's not really news, but it's just like it's good to know that it's still happening.
Did we see news this week that Clone High is coming back? Did he
Yeah,
create Clone
a
High?
reboot.
Did Lord and Miller
they
create
did do Clone.
High?
I never saw
Right.
Clone High, but
I
apparently
saw
it's
little
great, right?
bits and snippets of it. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll watch that.
There's some community people in Clone High as well, isn't there?
Will Forte was in it.
Okay.
He's not from Clone High, but
You know, from Community, man.
yes.
I think there was, or maybe even like some special guests and things like that. Maybe
Maybe.
there isn't. Oh, Turk from Scrubs is in it.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a little animated series, sort of in the style of your Dexter's Laboratory, kind of
Yeah.
like that kind of look.
Oh, this is why I haven't seen it really, because it came out in 2002 and it was much harder to steal things off the internet in 2002.
Oh, it definitely was. Yeah. And it's a high school where a whole bunch of historical figures have been cloned, and now they're teens, like John F. Kennedy and Lincoln and Joan of Arc and Gandhi and stuff like that.
Hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
Terrific. All right.
Very hot these days.
Oh, mate, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Deadline are reporting that Nickelodeon are again rebooting the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for the biggest screen. So
The biggest screen. Is
Yes.
that what we're calling it now?
it's going to be CG animated. I don't know whether it was always going to be, but I think maybe lockdown might have shifted in another direction. I'm guessing. I don't know that for a fact. But it's going to be Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and James Weaver producing.
Okay.
And it's also going to be from the director Jeff Rowe, who worked on Gravity Falls. So there you go.
Oh, well, I like all those names.
Yeah, I know,
but
right?
am I tired of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I'm always up for a new version of
new
that.
attempt of
But
that,
I
yeah.
kind of just want to see the like guys in suits again, like the first one.
Yeah.
But you know, you could
Just in the old suits from the 80s, they've just rotted away.
yeah, just run it away. Just seeing the gears shifting around their heads.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, or like a mix where you do a bit of a CGI blend to make it
Yeah,
more
right, uh-huh.
lifelike. But there was something about that movie that was just so like visceral and dangerous, but in a way that was like okay for kids. I don't know
Yeah.
whether I'd show my kid now that movie, or maybe when he's a couple of years older, because there's like smoking and people fall into garbage trucks. But there was something about that movie that
Were the two things linked? Probably. You
Probably.
could say as a lesson, you could
Definitely
be like,
could.
Listen, buddy, if you smoke cigarettes, you will fall into a garbage truck and Elias Koteas will crush you to death.
or you'll have a wonderful acting career like Sam Rockwell. So
Yeah, oh, that's a really good point, actually.
really
isn't
good
it?
point.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's kind of one of those kids' movies, and I don't mean to this in a way of like, and it's because it's society and it's gone insane. Like they don't really make kids' movies that dark anymore, and
Yeah.
because this even got criticized at the time for being like that, and that's why the tone of those movies shifted so much. over
Especially in the
next
second
two.
one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something about that movie that it was independent as well, so they just were like,
Yeah, I mean,
"Let's do
I guess it
whatever."
was kind of lightning in a bottle in that way. And there was
Yeah.
it was a thing that was so immediately and immensely popular that they sort of had the juice to just push it through.
Yeah.
But I guess you couldn't do that now.
pretty great.
society, you know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Just a little update.
I love updates.
In the second season, Jerry O'Connell gained the ability to move through the air without the use of aerosol cans.
So he's going to be all right, isn't he?
So I guess maybe I didn't see those episodes.
No, I don't think we got those here. I only ever saw the...
Oh, no, but it says later in that season, after being struck by the photon beam a second time, photon beam origin, Andrew develops superhuman strength but loses his invulnerability. So
Well, that's not a good combination because you need
maybe we
the
just
strength to
maybe we
lift-
just got random episodes.
Yeah, it
would make
seems that
sense.
way.
Yeah.
Because I remember him being like, the bullies would hit him and he'd be like, I'm invincible, dickhead.
Whoa.
Who was the scientist in that?
The scientist was Derek McGrath.
I have no idea who that is.
Nope, don't know.
Okay, I just remember it being like a Doc Brown kind of guy, but that's
Yeah,
clearly
right.
not even close. You never guess my secret identity. Great show.
It's Jerry O'Connell. Also, did he even wear a mask?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he had a persona. So shut up, my secret identity.
Also, he was
It
always
should have been called Aerosol Boy.
Floaty
Floaty Aerosol Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close to Arsehole Boy though, isn't it? I'm not against it. I'm just saying that's probably why they didn't do
Probably
it.
that's why they'd call him that. He's the kids on the playground. He'd be like, I'm Aerosol Boy. And they'd be like, really? Come on.
This whole recurring my secret identity thing that we're doing. There's one person out there who's just like, this is my jam. They remember exactly how much of it as we do.
There's two people out there. There's exactly my jam guy, and there's the guy who's like, how dare you disrespect my favorite show, My Secret Identity. None of that was true, what you're saying.
Those guys should fight.
Yeah.
But I back the guy who's more like us.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
Last bit of news, because this was an IGN exclusive reveal.
Oh.
Alien Predator and Alien versus Predator, which kind of goes without saying,
Yep.
has now moved over to Marvel.
What if they split them
Printing
up? Though?
comics,
What
I
if
mean.
they split up Alien and Predator and they weren't allowed to be in the same universe anymore?
Like two Jerry O'Connell fans.
Exactly, that's right.
okay.
Who would you back?
Well, the one that was more like me, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Who'd you pick?
Predator.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Laser gun.
It's safe. Because it's like one Predator versus one alien. It's not.
No, it's not.
Need a
even
bunch of
contest.
aliens
Yeah,
or
for
like
sure.
a super alien or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I didn't realize that Dark Horse was still printing them. I mean, I knew they were, but it didn't occur to me that
There
they
were
don't
new
own
ones,
They don't
or-
own any of those properties anymore.
Yeah, right.
So
I guess
they-
they're still reprinting. I imagine they'll still be able to reprint like
Maybe
the
they-
old.
Maybe
the
they
old
can. Maybe they
trades.
can't.
Maybe they can't.
Yeah, I don't know. But Dark Horse have done a lot of really good stuff with that property. Even recently, there's been some pretty decent alien stuff that they've been putting out. So
Yeah.
I don't think the quality is going to drop heading over at Marvel. I think we're just going to get some different ideas. And one of the images that they released was one was just of the alien. The other one was the Predator holding the Iron Man head. Looks
There we
like
go,
it maybe
yeah.
had a spine in it, maybe.
Yeah, right.
So I think we'll probably eventually get those kind of crossovers, but it might not happen immediately.
No, but I mean, you know, that we've had years of Batman versus Predator and Superman versus aliens and Green Lantern versus all of them and all that sort of stuff. So,
Batman versus Superman's aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I wonder also if eventually we could get that stuff bleeding over into any of the live action stuff or even some animated stuff.
You know what we never got, even though Dark Horse and
Star Wars?
had those licenses. We never got Star Wars versus aliens. We never got Die Hard versus aliens.
That would have been
Because
good.
Fox owned them all. I mean, Disney owns them all now. We'll never get it now.
Or even like Die Hard versus Terminator, like a Terminator arrives in the building. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's how I've been reading. This isn't for what we're reading, so I can talk about it now.
That's
I don't
right,
wanna-
you're allowed.
I don't want to step on myself.
Yeah.
But the Terminators versus Transformers, I've been watching that. and
Oh, right.
They jump into the timeline and they mess up like the Transformers origin.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Oh.
been 2 issues.
Wow.
It's good.
I didn't
I've
know
talked
that
about
existed.
it before. It only,
Okay, I wasn't listening then.
That's fine. It only recently came back because of they didn't print comics for a while. So yeah, it's good. It's only been 2, but it's been good so far.
I only have one more piece of news.
I love
And
news.
it's not so much news.
Is it
as
personal news? Because this is not for the show, really. You can tell me after the show, and I'll tell you whether or not it's for the show.
Oh, right. No, this is superhero news.
Okay, cool.
This is. Did you see that? There's a company called Prop Store, and they sell old props from movies and TV shows. and
Okay,
stuff like
right,
that.
yeah.
And they're selling off all the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Oh my god!
So-
How much is a thing?
What kind of thing are you talking about?
Anything.
Okay, so like if you wanted, there's like 3 Daredevil suits up on there. So if you want one of those, starting bid's like 10 grand.
Ah,
I think some people have already bid on those. You can get Jessica Jones' sandwich costume.
sandwich costume?
You know, there's a scene in one episode of Jessica Jones where she's a sandwich mascot.
I don't remember that
This is
at
before
all.
she's a detective, and somebody's like, "Get off the road, you stupid sandwich."
Hey,
Get off the road, you stupid sandwich!
Anyway, you can buy that if you want.
See, I don't know if this Charlie Cox Daredevil outfit would fit me. Maybe I'll get the Luke Cage hoodie. That'd fit me, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd fit you and your entire family.
Oh, this Daredevil suit looks so good.
Yeah, right. You can get that. You can get like Kingpin suits. You can get like all sorts.
Oh, you can
of
get the
stuff.
size. You can get the size. What's her name?
Yeah.
Size.
Electra size. Yeah, there's so much stuff there.
I'd want to get the season 2 Daredevil helmet.
There's nothing I would really particularly want, but it's just nice.
Get the robot arm.
You can get Misty Knight's robot arm. Yeah.
Now you can get Elektra's bloody murdered outfit, the one that she was stabbed in.
Right. That's a lot of blood
And
there.
it comes with the size.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
you can tell that's real blood. Yeah, you can tell it's not real blood because it's red and it's dried.
Oh yeah,
Like real blood goes brown.
that's stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid.
Oh, you can get Iron Fist.
Idiots. You can get it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jessica Jones's outfit just looks like an outfit that my wife would wear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a dig at my wife, by the way,
That
just
was
in case people were wondering.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you get this guy. Remember this outfit? You fought Luke Cage. You look like a G.I. Joe villain. Remember that?
Oh yeah, like Copperhead.
Copperhead, that's right.
Or the other guy, Diamondback.
Yeah, Diamondback.
The final battle outfit, which looked just the
was
worst, honestly.
atrocious.
And I know it was comic book accurate to some degree, but it looked so bad.
Bad.
Just do something else. Do anything else.
Yeah, do anything else.
Yeah, you can get if you want, you can buy Luke Cage's
Shutter?
No, he's gained his you can get the barbershop chairs and stuff. But you can
that's
also get
cool.
like the power generation chamber that he had his origin in.
The whole thing.
It's on there. Yeah, you can buy it.
They're really not making any more of this stuff, are they?
Well, I mean, they would never need those again.
No, I guess they wouldn't.
And also,
yeah.
like as I understand it, even if they were to do another season of Daredevil or whatever, they build all new suits anyway.
Yeah.
So because they just do because they all get like shop worn and
Yeah.
scraped on the ground and stuff. So
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But that's what I want.
yeah,
I want the scraped on the ground suit.
Yeah.
I reckon me and Charlie Cox are like the exact same size. I reckon it could fit into his Daredevil suit.
you just said you couldn't fit into his Daredevil suit.
I was just joking. I think we're exactly the same size.
Well,
We're definitely not.
and
But
then
what
you
if we
fight-
were?
You might be.
I don't know.
I don't think he's that tall. Let's
Yeah,
look
but
him
it's
up.
all he's built bigger than me, I'd imagine. Let me check.
We can put padding in the suit. We can get those little shoulder pads. We just put them everywhere in the suit. We sew them all in.
He's 178, so he's might be a couple of centimeters. What am I?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I might be about that.
Your regular normal person height.
I don't know if I am. I think I'm bigger than most, don't you think? No. I'm 6'4". Everyone knows
It's
that.
not true. It's not true. It's not true.
All right. It's good to be talking about HelloFresh again, Mason.
They're
My
back.
goodness.
I'm very excited about it.
Welcome back, Fresh.
Welcome back, Fresh.
Yes. Because HelloFresh offers so many recipes to choose from each week to help you break out of your recipe rut.
That's a great idea.
And it's great for quarantine, do you know what I mean? You want something new, you want something hot and fresh, you want to try some new recipes. It's the way to do it.
You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to make it. So oftentimes it's like, well, I'll make a huge thing and then I'll eat it every day for a week. That combined with staying indoors, you go mad.
You'll die.
HelloFresh, you can get a bunch of them. Get the correct amount.
That's
For
right.
every meal, you can have a new one every night.
It's funny you should mention that because, yes, they do pre-proportioned ingredients, which means there's less prep and less food waste. Otherwise, you've got too much dill or whatever. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
exactly. You don't have too much dill.
Yeah. There's also something for everybody, including low-calorie, vegetarian, family-friendly recipes every week. And also, if you do want to change your delivery days or food preferences or skip a week, you can do that whenever you want. You're not locked in. Perfecto?
Perfecto.
Speaking of perfecto, Mason,
Yes?
how does prosciutto roasted chicken sound to you with creamy parsnip mash and thyme mushroom sauce?
That sounds perfecto.
Well, I've already had it, and let me tell you, it was perfecto.
Did you save some for me?
I didn't, Mason. I ate it.
I guess it's perfectly proportioned.
That's
so there's no
right,
leftovers
exactly.
for me. But that's okay. I can make my own.
That's exactly it. And here's the thing, though. If people listening to this are interested, they can actually go to hellofresh.com 80, as in 80, Weekly Planet, and use code 80 Weekly Planet to get a total of $80 off. That includes free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions do apply, but please visit hellofresh.com for more details. That's hellofresh.com/80 Weekly Planet and use code 80 Weekly Planet.
There's a tremendous amount of
$80.
of meals, yeah, for $80.
Yeah. Incredible. On with the show?
Yes.
Incredible, though.
Very much
Incredible. It's always fun to stumble upon a show where you're like, this is pretty good. I mean, people talked about it being pretty good, and then you're watching and you're like, hey, it was pretty good.
That is fun. It's even more fun, people just saying, watch the show. You must watch the show.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
good. Everyone is telling you it's good.
Exactly.
You're less being stumbled upon the show and more being shoved face first into the show.
Right into it, yeah.
And initially you're like, but this makes me hate the idea of it, the very idea of it.
Well, before this, we were just talking about Hamilton. I'm like, you're going to watch Hamilton, and you're like, I'm sick of it already. I'm sick of hearing about
yep.
it. You've had a
Absolutely,
goddamn.
yeah.
It's up to here, even though it's good.
All right, if you say
I've
so.
seen it live, Mason.
Well, then me seeing it on the idiot box, mate, its experience is not going to be the same, is it?
that may not be the case, but that's not what
was there an intermission when you went?
Yes.
Did you get snacks?
No, I don't normally do that. I just kind of stand around on my phone, and I go on my phone, and I was on my own because I was in LA by myself. So, and then I went back in and I finished the show while the guy next to me intermittently got on his phone. And I'm like, come on, this isn't...
During the performance.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't the sequel to Phantom of the Opera, Love Never Dies. This is serious theatre.
That's right.
You're making a mockery. But I still loved it. Anyway, we're not talking about that because we're going to talk about the Harley Quinn animated TV series. It's just wrapped up its second season. And both of us just literally jumped on
just
board
binge
to
watched
it.
the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Oh, it's a great show.
I heard it again. I heard it was good. I'd seen clips. I wasn't really sure how I was going to get it at some point. I ended up doing a VPN and a bunch of other stuff to get it. And shotgunning it for me, it was a really nice way to get through it. It didn't feel like it dragged. It's like 22-minute episodes. There's 26 in total. Is that right? Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where if you love the Batman animated series from the 90s.
Yes.
Well, first of all, with the same creators, because it's Paul Dini and Bruce Timm who created this as well as that. I feel like it's one of those, it's a great throwback to that as well as being its own thing.
It feels like when Hanna-Barbera decided to do an evolution of all their old shows like Space Ghost and,
Yes,
and
Harvey Bird. That's the
Birdman and all that sort of stuff. And they've brought it into the modern day and they've decided to sort of revel in all the tropes and make fun of them, but also it's kind of a nice homage, but also it's based on a series that was good initially,
Yes.
as opposed to the Hanna-Barbera stuff, which sucked initially.
Yeah.
And the only way to go is up. So in a way...
It has its fans.
Yeah, no fans of ours.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's true.
That's exactly the comparison I've written here. It does have that Harvey Birdman kind of vibes for the 7 people.
I know, I'm mirroring your screen, so I know exactly.
Oh, that's how you know, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you could easily go like, oh, this is DC but Rick and Morty. Oh, this is if Deadpool was Harley Quinn or whatever. But it doesn't, to me, Harvey Birdman is like the most kind of apt comparison to me. And I also think the voice cast, because I recognize kind of voices in and out like through it.
And there's definitely, there are changes. And I imagine a lot of the pushback against this series, if indeed there was any when it started, is that we don't have the original Harley Quinn.
No.
We don't have the original Batman or Joker.
No, though Diedrich Bader has voiced him before.
That's true, yeah.
So Kaylee Cuoco was Harley Quinn.
Yes.
I like that she hasn't just gone, I'll just do the 90s voice, which I feel like a lot of the time Margot Robbie feels like it's an impersonation of that. It's its own thing. I feel like there's kind of more subtlety to the character that she's
And
put
the
in.
accent doesn't necessarily have to be a part of the character.
No,
I guess. Yeah.
absolutely not.
Although I think it did throw me initially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just being different.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't like it. Anything different.
I also like that she wouldn't really have to do the show because she'd be a multi-billionaire. They were getting $400 million a minute to do Big Bang towards
That's
the end
true,
of that
yeah,
series,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I like it when they can come on board and do this because it means like it's something that they want to do and want to be involved in.
Exactly. You sort of know that it's it's often a mark of quality. Like when you think about Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Bryan Cranston had done many years of Malcolm in the Middle and
Some Seinfeld.
exactly, barring,
He was some of the monsters on Power Rangers.
That's true. He was the original. Was he something to do with Zordon?
He
Was Zordon in the movie?
Yeah, he was the Zord in the movie, but he was in the original show as well.
Some of the voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he came back. Yeah. So barring like multiple divorces or a drug problem, he would never have to go back to TV unless he wanted to, and I guess that's the same case
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
exactly.
But the voice cast is incredible. We've got 2 Seinfeld alums. Speaking of Seinfeld,
Yes, we do, yeah.
Jason Alexander is in it as Harley's landlord.
Yep. Cyborgman.
Yes, which I didn't get until I finished watching the show.
Wow.
He's an old man who's also a cyborg.
I only got it just now. No, I got it immediately because it was really obvious Mason.
Wow.
Lake Bell, Poison Ivy. Alan Tudyk I really like as the Joker.
Well, it's big shoes to fill, isn't it?
It absolutely is, but it's also, it's not a Mark Hamill impression, but I can't, but it just fits perfectly in this world, and he does a few voices in it as well. Tony Hale. I really like Diedrich Bader's Batman, and what I like about Batman in this is even though it's silly and they kind of poke fun at him and all that, he's still Batman. Like he's
Yes.
100% Batman. He's not incompetent. Like he's not a fool. Like they make fun of him, you know, but he's not a complete dumbass. Do you know what I mean? And the same with the Justice League. Like Superman is Superman,
yeah.
Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman. Yeah. Ron Funches is
King Shark.
King Shark, yeah. Who I think's really great. Also, a lot I like about King Shark and Clayface, the two of the characters that they've actually changed quite a lot. But I think it works as they make Clayface this thespian.
Changes have been made to what they seem to have done is sort of drawn various influences from various versions of a bunch of characters. Like there's elements of this, you know, that are, speaking of Superman, there's references to the Phantom Zone that are clearly kind of Christopher Reeve movie references, and there's some solid references from like the 1960s Batman TV series and all that sort of stuff. And so Clayface is sort of, he is the original Clayface. Well, it's never said explicitly who was just an actor, a failed actor who turned to murder. Yeah. But now he has all the Clayface powers. But this one is like super flamboyant and just...
He's always trying out a new character. And
yes, exactly. Yeah, when he transforms into another person, it's not just for... he goes method with it.
Yeah.
When he becomes like a sorority girl, he gets obsessed with texting and boys.
Yeah, so. Absolutely, yeah. And then you get like Aquaman, he's kind of like Thorish, which is what he often is in the comics as well. Is this like high and mighty kind of? Yeah,
but he's not. Again, the show does skip the talking to fish jokes for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a few in there.
Because what do you say?
Well,
really,
exactly. But
at
it's
this
also
point?
like they also portray him as a competent Aquaman.
Yeah,
he's not Jason Momoa, but he is also, you know, he can walk into a meeting of the Legion of Doom and just hand their asses to him.
Yeah,
because he's, you know, super powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I also enjoy, I think probably one of my favorite characters. I'm looking at these and I'm like, I like all of these. There's no one here that I don't like, but the utterly broken Jim Gordon and having Christopher Maloney voice him is perfect. I don't even think I realized
because he's utterly broken from so many seasons on Law and Order SVU.
But if you look at like Happy,
Yeah.
a show that he was on where he plays like a burnt out detective or failed detective, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just that vibe is perfect for like a Jim Gordon who's just desperate to be loved and just an alcoholic, and his marriage is failing and he wants to be a hero, but everyone hates him. And it's just, it's really great.
And on the villain side, you have James Adomian as Bane.
Yes.
Who is sort of...
Oh, he's incredible.
Speaking of, they've taken elements from everything.
Yeah.
He's got the look of the Batman and Robin Bane.
Yes.
And he's got the Tom Hardy voice.
Yes.
And
the Pit, I guess.
Yeah,
the Pit is more
there's a
Dark
scene
Knight
in the
Rises
Pit.
than anything.
But there's, but he's sort of... They've given him a personality to match the voice.
Yes.
Which is his kind of...
People don't take him seriously.
People don't take him seriously. He wants to be a big league villain.
Yeah.
But most people just see him as a sidekick who's been... Like, he started out as a big name, but he's sort of been beaten down by Batman so many times that he's just a sidekick. He drives a Volvo. Yeah. Like, he's just sent out for people's, coffee orders and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And putting Jim Rash in as the Riddler's a great idea, and how his story progression is mostly that he gets more jacked as the series progresses for some reason. I think is a really fun idea. And Lex Luthor as well, speaking of Breaking Bad, Giancarlo Esposito is great.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that cool, calm, calculated Lex Luthor.
And that Lex Luthor is basically the exact same Lex Luthor as the Superman, the animated Superman Adventures, the Justice League.
Absolutely,
comic.
yeah.
They've just gone, well, mate, that was a good one. Just put him in there.
Just essentially do that again, yeah. So it is, for those who haven't seen it, we'll do minor spoilers. We're not going to spoil everything because I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't seen this, but it really captures all the core elements of every character really well. It starts off of kind of this low-key Gotham kind of story, and then it slowly expands as it goes, and you get weirder and bigger characters, and it goes interdimensional, and all these kinds of things start happening as it progresses. So it just ramps up. It gets more and more insane, which you kind of get hints at in the Batman animated series, but it didn't kind of branch out until it was the Superman series and the Justice League, and they started kind of merging the worlds together more.
Yeah, it's like a Super Friends episode if they were just allowed to do anything.
Yes.
Like if they were allowed to just drop as many F-bombs as you want. Just put in as much blood as you want.
Yeah.
It's
funny though, because it doesn't feel like it's trying to be crass, like, oh, this is so in your face.
Although it often is.
Yes.
Like you don't show your kids this.
No, definitely not.
I mean,
no.
you specifically, James. Do not show your children this. Do not show your 4-year-old and your newborn baby.
There is a lot of blood and violence and swearing, but yeah, you'd almost, by the look of it, and also a lot of the show, it plays also like a really good kids show as well.
And you learn quite quickly that no one is safe in this universe because it's a different continuity to everything else.
And it's sort of
your faves may not survive.
It almost could be a sequel to the animated series. Almost. It doesn't. Like, it doesn't line up. But yeah.
It kind of does. I mean, they mentioned there are references to things that happened 30 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah,
that works out.
yeah.
When
No,
did the
there
animated
are.
series start?
I had an exact example of why it doesn't work.
Oh,
and I can't
well.
remember why.
Well, let's keep your negativity out of this, shall we?
Yeah, but no, it definitely is its own thing. But it's interesting you said about what it does to a bunch of characters because it kills people that you wouldn't expect. For example, like there's some major villains. I'll spoil one because the clip has been revealed. The Joker just fries Scarecrow, just melts him dead.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And there's a few others that get like seriously maimed or injured or killed.
Cockney Scarecrow also.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. And there's also what I also really loved about it is that there's the introduction of this is also a show that I'm sure a bunch of people are on board and they're like, we know it's great.
Yeah, I mean,
we
that's-
know.
well, exactly. I mean, this has been going for as we said,
two seasons, yeah.
And what we've been doing over in Australia is just waiting for it to appear on anything.
Yeah.
But it hasn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were forced to take matters into our own hands.
That's right. And we don't regret it.
Travel to America. we took a 24-hour flight. We went to America.
That's right. We made it happen. What I also really enjoyed is when it would introduce characters like Queen of Fables and Dr. Trap.
Yes.
I haven't heard of these characters. I wasn't reading comics when these characters were kind of came through and they disappeared.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So every time a character would appear that I didn't know, which didn't happen that often, Mason, because I'm a massive
You're a
real fan.
You're a big true fan of comic
But
books.
I'm
This
like-
is the show for you.
Yeah. But I'm
right.
like, Queen of Fables, Google it. Yeah, it's a character that existed that they bring back. Same with, I'm like, Dr. Trap, is this like a knockoff Riddler they invented for the show? No.
No, he's
like-
real.
He's
Yeah,
a real,
right,
he's
exactly,
a guy with
yeah.
a real metal jaw. I think that's great that the lore that they dig into from history, I think is really, really interesting. And then you'll just get a character like Kite Man, who has always been a joke, is suddenly a major player in this series for some reason.
Yeah, right, uh-huh.
Yeah, which I think is really great. Also, I love
Because Harley has had to put together a it's a story as old as time. By that I mean since the animated series that Harley is the thrust of this series is Harley's broken up with the Joker for good this time.
Yeah.
And she don't get no respect.
No.
She's Rodney Dangerfielding it out there and she's got to get together a new crew to become a real supervillain and not as people think of her as a sidekick. So
Yeah.
it's Poison Ivy and Clayface as mentioned. King Shark. Dr. Psycho.
Dr. Psycho, yeah. Who's the voice of that guy?
That's Tony Hale.
Okay, right, yeah. And there is also references to because I saw the controversy before the Snyder Cut was being released. One of them was wearing a Release the Snyder Cut t-shirt in the episode and people were like, was this kind of poking fun at DC fans? I don't think so. I think it was just like a fun little nod.
Do you mean the episode where that's bookended by the two terrible DC fans?
Yes.
I think that is poking fun at DC fans.
But I think it pokes fun at everybody, though. I don't think it's like, because it does things that a normal cartoon wouldn't. Like it's trying, like it does some things that some people would also consider offensive in other ways. Do you know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Also, what's great about that episode is it's completely Batman centric, which is cool. Because you can explore other stories in it, and just even the idea that you can see like Themyscira, you can see Apocalypse and this version of Darkseid and what's he like, and it's like, oh, it's still Darkseid. He's still a lunatic.
Yeah.
I think my favorite episode. I think if you're looking for one to jump off or on to.
The first episode?
Yeah, sure. The first episode is good, but where it really kind of kicked into gear for me
Yes.
was the one where Harley was looking to get a new nemesis and Robin shows up. And it's not Dick Grayson Robin, who's not in this series, I believe,
No, he's
at
not.
all.
No.
It's Damian Wayne
Uh-huh.
keeps coming in and trying to be the foil for Harley Quinn. And I think that's such a fun idea that he's like, you're my nemesis. And she's like, I don't want to fight a little kid. I don't want to be your nemesis. Yeah, and it's Jacob Tremblay as well is Robin, which is
that?
really good. He's in Good Boys. He's in...
I know the show, but I haven't seen it.
No, it's a movie, so you don't know
Well,
it.
I don't know it then. I've heard those two words together then. Will
Yeah.
that make you happy?
You've seen him in things. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The other part of this movie, the other part of this series.
Oh, the other movie.
Look, I haven't watched it, all right?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The other big part of this series, which only develops more in the second series, is the relationship between Poison Ivy and Harley. That's something that they've explored more in the comics, that they end up in a relationship together. And initially, it just looks like they're going to be friends, but I think it does a really good idea of naturally like progressing that relationship throughout the series. You know, and I'm sure there'd be people like it's a forced agenda, et cetera, and whatever, but it didn't feel like that to me at all. For one, there is history for it in the comics, and I think it's a really great progression.
But they would say that's also a forced agenda.
Sure, yeah.
There's nothing you...
But there are
no
people of
element-
different sexualities, is my point.
Well, that sounds like a forced agenda to me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think what I liked about that relationship was it started as like a friendship from a genuine place.
Yeah, right.
And they established that. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're going in a different direction. They're not going to do the same thing that they've been doing in a lot of versions of the comics. But then when it kind of evolved into that, I thought that was really fun. And, and then, they spent some time together on Themyscira in one particular episode, and the Themyscira has been changed to this bizarre, like, resort, like, hotel spa situation, which was really fun. Now I think about it, I guess it is directly poking fun at Release the Snyder Cut, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
I don't know, but it didn't feel, I don't know, people didn't get too torn up about that, did they?
Not that but I don't care about those people.
Okay, fair.
I mean, maybe, but I wasn't paying attention, so...
I just think people get offended by everything these days, you know what I mean, Mason?
That's true.
And it's SJWs and all of those things, and things have gone fully run mad.
That's true. Okay. My favourite moment in the series is probably the crew show up at Mr. Freeze's hideout, and he emerges from the shadows, and Clayface screams out, "Lady Gaga!" Because that's who he thinks it is.
That's a great Mr. Freeze episode.
Yeah.
They introduced Nora as like a proper character as well.
That's true, yeah.
Which is really fun. Yeah. All the villains are handled really well, I feel, in this, except Killer Croc, which doesn't get enough play. I'm just kidding. I don't really remember or care how much he plays into the story, but it does end on a bit of a cliffhanger because there's like a the end question mark.
Yeah.
But it seems like we are getting a season 3 though, so this is going to be something I'm going to try and watch weekly next time it rolls around, because this was a really genuinely pleasant surprise, and to me one of the best things that DC have done in recent memory, like across everything.
Yeah, you're right.
Like so a lot of their movies I really like, and some of them not so much, and the same with the animated stuff, but this is definitely well up there. And it's interesting that they haven't got this team together to do any of the live action movie stuff yet,
Well, yeah, well, I guess that's true, but I mean, maybe there's still that TV stigma. I mean, surely not.
But they've created like some of the best Batman stuff, and some of the best characters, or recreated them.
Maybe they don't want to do it.
Well, maybe they don't. Yeah,
that's often the stumbling block. They'd be like, "Hey, do you want to do whatever you want on television, or do you want to do a movie and everyone in the world hates you briefly or forever?"
Or forever, yeah. But look, I understand why they'd get Jeff Johns, and I also understand why he'd do it. But if you look at a lot of the things in Batman in particular that have stuck around, a lot of it comes from that series. Yeah. And I know that series also is, in a way, a spin-off of the Burton movie. It's not a spin-off, but you know what I mean? That branches off that. But really, if you look at what they've done to a lot of those characters, it's worked its way into the movies and into all of the media. Harley Quinn wasn't a character before that series. Mr. Freeze was just a guy with a freeze gun, and that's the reason he was in Batman and Robin. I mean, they fucked it up.
That's the reason for the freezing.
That's the reason for the freezing. I mean, they fucked it up, but these guys are the reason for the freezing, but also the reason for a lot of particular changes that have been made to these characters. I don't know. That's true. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe there's more freedom in doing this, where you can take a universe and you can melt Scarecrow's face and it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah.
So there you go. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. You should give it a chance. How many episodes should they give it a chance?
All the episodes.
But what if
you're not in it? But I mean, I feel like the standard rule is if you're not feeling it by like episode 4, you probably give up. But she's, by episode 4, she's gotten the bloody crew together.
Yep.
Dr. Psycho has shamed himself by calling Wonder Woman the C-bomb on television.
That's right. Yeah. The universe it's set in stone at that point. It's set in motion would probably be a better way to put it. Yeah. And if you have seen it, we should watch it again then, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
You're going to watch it again?
Yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Wow.
Be like Mason, watch it again. I'm not going to watch it again. I'm going to watch other things.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait for the next season. It was really great to be able to go, there's 26 episodes of this. Awesome. So yeah, there you go. That's this show. Watch it if you haven't.
Oh, also there's the Penguin Bar Mitzvah episode in the first 3 as well. So
yeah. There you go. All right. we up to the next segment of the show?
We are.
Do you know what it is, though?
Is it what we reading?
Yeah.
What are we going to read?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, probably not a lot because I just watched 26 episodes of Harley Quinn. But you know.
But you know, we'll think of something.
I'll think of something, yeah.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? You didn't hear nothing.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it.
What are we Westworlding today, Mason?
I don't know. I've been watching Harley Quinn all week.
Of course you have, yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't have a... I mean,
It's what are we reading? I should specify. It's where we talk about what we're reading or watching or going to watch or read.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my book on the go. I have been watching that show Marcella, which is
Oh, you've been enjoying that, haven't you?
one of those dark, sad, Icelandic style. I was going to say comedies, but murder mystery kind of shows.
And you watched Hamilton.
No.
You're going to watch Hamilton.
I'm not going to watch Hamilton.
He's watching Hamilton as
Maybe
we
I should
speak.
watch Hamilton. All right, I'll watch Hamilton.
You should
It's
watch
on
Hamilton.
Disney Plus, right?
Do you have somebody you could watch it with who loves musicals other than me?
No. No.
You don't know people in your life who like musicals.
Why would I watch it with them?
Because it's supposed to be like a crowd experience.
Oh, okay, right. We'll
Yeah.
get some white wines.
Get some
Watch Hamilton.
white wine.
Look, I could watch Hamilton or I could watch Warrior Nun, I guess.
Yeah, what's that? What's the deal with that?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Oh, it's... Oh, God. No.
auto playing
I
something.
don't want to autoplay it. God.
Warrior Nun.
Okay, I'm back. After waking up in a morgue, an orphan teen discovers she now possesses superpowers as the chosen halo bearer for a secret sect of demon hunting nuns. Well, that does sound very Netflix.
85% Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
That's not bad. Again, not indicative of etc. and so forth. Oh, it's
Yes.
based on a comic book
Oh.
from 1994. There
What
you
about
go.
Eurovision? Oh, God, why are you doing this phone? I hate you.
Maybe you should get a new Apple phone.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
So, but I started Eurovision. It was all right. I heard it's one of those
Okay.
things where I think I listened to a Mark Commode review who I really like.
Uh-huh.
He said something like, if you like Eurovision, you're going to really be like, this kind of nails it without making fun of it.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of, because Eurovision, it is, even people who love it, like it's absurd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why they love it.
I've heard, I think most of the reviews I said were like, Will Ferrell's pretty good, but everything besides Will Ferrell is better. Like,
I heard Dan
Stevens is
Dan
in it.
Stevens
yeah,
is good in it.
from
And
Legion.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where people are responding to it better than the critics are, I believe.
Right, okay, yeah.
But again, I haven't finished it, so I don't know. But from what I saw of it, it wasn't bad. And Pierce Brosnan plays his dad, and
Oh, hello.
Whatever,
All right,
so,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued now. All right, I'm probably going to watch
give
that
it a
then.
go. Yeah, after you finish Hamilton.
I'm going to watch that before Hamilton.
But Hamilton's only 2 hours and 40 minutes plus intermission.
Seems long.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
a musical.
They don't trim it for TV?
Why would you trim it for musical? Listen to yourself. They trim a couple of F-bombs, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's bloody Disney for you, isn't it?
Yes, that's what they do. Yep.
And they trim the bit where you see Hamilton's butt.
What?
Yeah, they put hair on it.
Alexander
Long hair.
Hamilbutt.
Yep. What are you going to watch?
I got a few things. In particular, I mentioned that thing's Transformers. I shouldn't have mentioned it because now what am I doing?
You idiots.
Harley Quinn, obviously. I am going to watch Hamilton. Suggestable's back as well.
Oh.
So if people want to get into that, that's back this week and next week. There's an episode. But that's my other podcast I do, Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I know you haven't heard it, but that's the one.
Is it mostly you and your wife shouting at each other?
Yes.
Because I was on it for 5 minutes once, and that was all it was.
Yeah, it's still that.
Couldn't get a bloody word in edgeways. We just shouted at each other. Is that because you're not allowed to shout in the house? So yeah,
We shout in the house. No, we don't. Look, contrary to popular belief and what from our output, we do play it up a bit. Like we don't like have like massive blues that often. Don't get me wrong. We're bloody having it, hashing it out, mate. Yeah, but
just something like Bluey. Speaking of blues,
he does.
TV
Yeah,
show Bluey.
Bluey's a good thing to like if you need like 5 minutes before we go. And he's
Oh, they 5-minute episodes?
Yeah, it's just like
I didn't know that.
I need you to just like sit for a minute while I sort something. So
I
just,
also didn't know that apparently the dad in that is played by Dave McCormack
Yes.
from the band Custard.
correct.
Which is a great Australian band if you haven't got into that.
I have.
Cool.
So
Nice.
I mean, thanks anyway. But
good
yeah.
on you. Yeah.
So I'm actually reading, and this somebody recommended this to me, and I wish I had it because it's from like a YouTube comment. The Fantastic Four, a Book of Doom by Ed Brubaker and Pablo Raimondi. It chronicles Doom's origins over 6 issues.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether you've read it.
I have
but
read that one, yeah.
Apparently it's amazing. So I just wish I could find the comment. But
Oh, it was me.
That was you.
That's how this happened. Is I commented and I said, James, I cannot believe you haven't read the Book of Doom.
The problem
Books
is
of Doom,
when
whatever it's called.
When I go to look for this particular thing, all the comments that I screenshot are for hate mail.
Yes.
Oh, this one just says Ben is handsome as hell. So that's pretty good. I meant to send that to Ben.
Everyone check out his EP,
That's right.
Business District.
And he's also got a new video that's coming out this on the channel, my channel, this week. So there you go. I can't find it. I can't find who said that. I'm really sorry. But anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that. Some Doctor Doom stuff. So
Very good.
Very good. Why did you make that noise when you hit that drink bottle, Mason? It's something that a frog would do.
He's full of lies. He's full of lies.
Should we do the next segment?
let's do letters.
Let's do it.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
You know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Westworld. If you do want to reach the show, hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
Shoot through an email to Mason. Also, I should mention, I had a look in there before. There's a lot of clickbait articles that people have been sending your way for our
That's
bonus
right.
podcast.
We got this covered.
We got this covered.
Yeah.
Which is from bigsandwich.co, which is $9 a month if you want to do it. I don't know, have we mentioned this already in the show? I don't think
so
we
far,
have.
no.
Yeah, but we already got another ad in it and whatever.
Yeah, that's
so it's
exactly
fine.
right. Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you do want to check it out, it's really mostly it comes down to keeping the lights on here. And
Yes.
if everything falls down, including Patreon, we've got that.
Exactly.
That's the idea.
The new podcast is a bit looser.
Yes.
I think people are, if you go to the Great Mates, the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group, yeah, have some nice fun chats in there. It's all good times. But I think some people have said we just want to. It'd be nice if there was just a podcast where you and I just have a bit of a gab.
I'm fine with that.
And that we got this covered. Is sort of leaning more towards that.
Yes.
There's no rules in that podcast.
No, it's absolutely not.
just-
It's absolutely not. So yeah, and it's really going to become anything at any
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
and it's meaner.
And it's meaner, but no snitches.
No, don't snitch on us.
Yeah, but again, if you can't afford
do any
it,
snitch.
don't stress. Also, there's commentary going up on there this week. The Rise of Skywalker is going up there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and we last night we just recorded a new commentary which will be coming out several weeks after that.
Yes,
and I don't want to spoil it.
Oh yeah, for
But
secret.
I mean, this will definitely give it away. It is a Disney-owned property. So
That's
of the
right.
60 to 70% of media in the world that Disney own, it's one of those.
We're going to thumb through some Alien versus Predator books.
That's right. Yep.
And you're going to love it. Yeah.
And I had a really good time with that.
Yeah,
one,
that was a good
so
one.
it's a
I
real,
enjoyed
real
that
good
as
one.
well.
So people will like that one. I think.
Here's a hint. It goes for 2 hours and 6 minutes, maybe. There you go. And it's a Disney-owned property.
Yes, that's right.
What do you got, though, in terms of letters this
Let's have a
week?
look here. This is from Monica. She says, "Thanks for helping me pass my state exam, lads."
Happy to do it.
Yeah. Says, "Hello, James and May. So I'm running in to report that yesterday I had my final state exam for assistant teacher qualification on the subject of American culture and history, and I made my main topic US comics without ever having read more than a handful.
That's incredible.
So what I'm saying is my entire knowledge was based on your podcast and Mason's Do Go On episodes.
Ah,
I got
'cause-
an A on content.
Because you did a Marvel one and you did a Ninja Turtles one.
Yep, and a Batman one.
Batman one. Yeah, cool.
In general, this podcast helped me a lot with getting through my uni times because it always was a genuine bright spot. From Monica. She says, "Can I be the official German TA of the pod?" Yes, you may.
You have to be.
So
perfect.
you're from Germany? Or
Hey, no, I'm not from Germany.
not you.
I've been there, obviously, because I travel, but no, I'm not from Germany. I think I may have some ancestry, but I'm mostly Irish.
Just trying to find a water bottle that I could ding.
You mean the one that you dinged before?
No, nope.
Why would I lie about such an innocuous thing? It wouldn't make any sense, Mason, for me to do that.
That's what people like you do.
I've got a tweet here from Chris Kidd.
Okay.
So stumbled upon the Batman Who Laughs comics and was interested in seeing if you had read them and if you liked them. I know nothing about comics, but figured I know two mates who do, so why not ask them? Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. I have read the Batman Who Laughed.
I've also read them. I'm not a huge fan.
I didn't mind it, yeah. I didn't really like the way it wrapped up because the idea behind the Batman Who Laughs is he gets poisoned with a Joker venom.
It's a parallel universe version
Yes.
of the Joker, yeah.
Oh no, this is a different one again.
okay, right,
So
right,
this
right.
one is where he's turning into the Batman Who Laughs. So it's not set in that.
Oh, I see, right.
I mean, it
right.
is set. It's connected, but he's slowly going mad.
Oh, yes, uh-huh.
And he's trying to fend that off but he also has to go insane to beat the real Joker
Oh, I see.
Batman Who Laughs or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
okay. I haven't read those. I only read the initial origin of that character, which I did not care for because it seemed a bit mean-spirited. But
Sure. Maybe go into White Knight if you're looking for something with a bit of a Batman edge. Batman White Knight might be the way to go. But no, I liked it. So I think you can't really go wrong with
All
that.
right.
Yeah. What do you got?
this is from Harris Johnston.
Hello, Harris Johnston.
It says, "The global pandemic helped me achieve my dream job." Sounds like a spam email.
Certainly does. It's one of the ones where you open up and the formatting's all weird and the font's all wrong.
but
And you
it's
know
like-
immediately that it's spam.
Yeah, and it's like, but click here to sign in, and you're like, okay, well, no, my bank account. Dear James and Nick, at the beginning of the year, I lost my job as a community physiotherapist
Oh, boo.
with the global pandemic, and resulted in myself being unemployed for a few months. However, I kept my head high and applied at my local hospitals around Brisbane. Brisbane boy. As I've always dreamt
Bris Vegas.
Bris Vegas, baby. As I have always dreamt of working with the hospital sector. Thanks to the virus and hospitals requiring additional staff, I managed to land my dream job as a physiotherapist at a hospital. I just wanted to thank you both for
That's
your
great.
content that helped me through quarantine and to and from work.
That's awesome. That's
I know
great.
you haven't done this in a while, but could I be your official physiotherapist of the podcast? Yes, you can. We'll be journeying up to Brisbane.
Bris Vegas.
You can fix all our various
We're
aches
gonna
and
go. We're
pains.
gonna take a trip with the boys.
That's
we're gonna
right.
come up.
Boys trip. Yep.
You're gonna fix all the boys.
All the boys. Yep. All the boys are gonna get real fixed up. We're old. We got aches and pains.
You know it.
We got all sorts of tensions.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
And emotionally too. So
Oh wait, the immediately the next sentence is: if you both require a physiotherapist at any point, I'd be happy to provide a telehealth consult.
telehealth.
Yeah, right.
No,
we
I
got
wanna-
up with the boys. We got up with the boys. We got up to the bloody Bris Vegas. We're gonna go to the casino.
That's
We're
right.
gonna go get some physio.
Star City.
Yep.
Is that in Brisbane? I don't know.
Maybe. Sounds like it would be.
Yeah. My phone Gold Coast.
He says also, do you have any plans to play Star Wars Bounty Hunter featuring Jango Fett before season 2 of The Mandalorian begins for Caravan of Garbage?
Yes, I think we've talked about that, haven't we?
Yeah, but I've never played that one, I don't think.
I have, and I didn't love it, but they re-released it on PS4.
Oh,
So we
maybe
could
let's
go
get it.
through
Yeah, okay, cool.
But how you like the video games now is that I play them and get frustrated, and you just mock me the whole time. Is
yeah,
that
that's the system. The system has been developed that works. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just me slowly grinding through a game, and
Yeah,
I could
sure.
finish a game.
Yeah.
If you gave me 5 hours.
Yeah, you
we
need-
don't
yeah.
have 5 hours.
Because often also like I'll practice games to kind of get some semblance of
Right.
ability now
Yeah.
to make them a little bit swifter. But no, we haven't done video games since Bond, which people seem to really like.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, I'd like to revisit some. But then you do video games and people are like, this isn't a movie. And then, you know, it's the whole thing. You
And
can't
we do
please
movies, and
everyone.
they're like, "This isn't a
This isn't a-
Victrola record."
Yeah. Exactly.
We do a comic, and people are like, "This isn't you, just a video of you painting your house." We can't win.
I don't need to paint my house.
Right,
That's
it's
still a
fine.
few
Fine
years
as it
away
is,
probably from
yeah.
doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of brickwork there. It's fine. Yeah,
a couple
no.
of months. I mean, I don't know, man. You know, you've been
Can't I just get a new one?
I mean, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
prices are going down, aren't they?
Are they?
Maybe.
I don't know anymore.
No.
I got a tweet here from Gianni.
Yes.
Says hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. Just had a thought while listening to the pod with regards to Keaton's return as Batman, of course. I think it'd be cool if Robert Bat was actually confirmed as Bruce Wayne. Wasn't confirmed as Bruce Wayne, but as a Batman successor, similar to R.I.P. and Beyond storylines. No? Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, but I like the idea of doing someone else other than Bruce Wayne be Batman.
Yeah, for sure.
Or some other crime fighters.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and Robert
Nightwing.
I was going to say
a
Robert
Nightwing
Pattinson
movie.
does have. He gives off Dick Grayson vibes to me. So why not him? You know, say it's a few years later and
Yeah.
the old school Batman died or retired, and
Yeah. Or he quit because he's Ben Affleck, doesn't want to do it anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm into it.
Pretty good, right?
In for a penny, in for a penny worth. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be going now to paint my house.
I was going to say it really needs it. It's really broke bad in the last couple of minutes. So yeah, this is just one little extra one. This is from Noah Buxton, a 13-year-old listener. He wants us to shout out his older brother Owen Buxton from Pennsylvania, who's been quarantining and can't see his family. So
Oh, it sucks.
shout out to Owen Buxton. Good on you, mate.
Bloody stay safe.
Stick it out, and you'll see your parents and your family in no time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really difficult when people are
Yeah.
quarantined on different parts of the country or world
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
Yeah, no, that really sucks. Stay indoors if you can, though, obviously.
Yes.
Because, you know, pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's real.
And outside's boring anyway.
It's not that good.
No.
It's really cold at the moment. I saw some people email and said, you don't know cold in Melbourne. Yes, I know. You live in fucking some bullshit country I don't care about.
You live in that ice cave I'm always mentioning. We know. We get it. We get it. Your life is just numbness and cold. We know.
Yeah, you live for the cold, etc.
Still
yeah.
pretty cold here.
Still pretty cold here. We're not equipped.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
That's right.
I've got one more tweet here.
I'm ready.
This is from who have I got here? What's the name? Oh no, the name's gone. Where did it go? Dun, 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 dun. It's from Kyle Rancourt. Says,
Great name.
I know. Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. I just wanted you guys to know that you're helping me through quarantine. And he put this post that says, my wife used to listen to the podcast on her commute home, while I would, and still do listen to it while our son naps. Since she's been at home for 3+ months, she's been way behind on the Weekly Planet. She came out of her office today, and I paused the episode to talk to her. It was right at the beginning of the What We're Reading, What We're Gonna Read. She was humming, singing the theme song the rest of the day, and I would stage whisper, Westworld, and then laugh to myself. She thinks I'm going mad, so thanks for either keeping me sane or pushing me in the opposite direction. Either way, Monday morning is something I look forward to now. So thank you.
That's very nice.
Good.
And I'm glad we're pushing
Marriages apart.
Marriage either closer together or further apart. Either way, as long as they don't stay static.
Exactly. Always be moving.
That's
ABM.
right. ABM.
That's it. All right. We should probably wrap up the
That's
show
the
because
whole
my
show.
son is slowly making his way down behind you.
Oh my God, he actually is. Yeah, that's right. He's going to say a mean thing about my face again. All right, folks. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling a friend.
Yes.
If you can't see him in person, just tell him over the DMs. You know, we really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving a nice review, James. You got a nice review there?
I've actually got a nice review here by TRev1000 that says nice review, 5 stars, and said, did you know you can review in-app? Which is so true because you can.
Not on Spotify apparently, but they might be working on it.
God damn, delete the app.
Yeah, you can do it on Google. I bet you can do it on Google.
Also, this one it's really easy. It really helps the show. This one says, this is from Conservative Millennial, says 5 stars. Nick Mason, the other guy, pretty funny. A pretty funny podcast about movies, comics, and TV shows. Nick Mason and that other guy are funny, even though the other is slowly going insane. So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what else, Mason?
Oh, my goodness. If you want to get in contact with us, you can go to Weekly Planet Pod at Facebook, at Gmail, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. I'm Wikipedia Brown on Twitter, and on Instagram, I'm Nick Maso, NickMaseau. You, James, you're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
Yes.
You can also go to The Weekly Planet on Twitter. That's our friend Rob Collins.
Yeah, he's cool.
And he's also at Rob Collins, and you can bloody look at all his great stuff, and he does all sorts of stuff. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com to sign up for the newsletter, which he also does. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group for all sorts of fun conversations about all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Not just podcasts, but just pop culture and
You can have a good civil time.
General delightful stuff.
That's right.
Let's see, you can go to get some T-shirts at tpublic.com. You can thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Maracum for all the musical themes. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. If you'd like to chuck in a buck, we'd definitely appreciate that. There's the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description. You want to click on that.
So good at this.
I've lost the thread because of the compliment. Yeah, if you want to
T-shirts
buy
on something?
Yeah, we did that. If you want to just buy some groceries, get them delivered to your house, do it through our link, and that'll help us out somehow. You can also sign up to bigsandwich.co if you want to get our
bonus
podcast.
stuff,
Bonus
early
all
stuff,
sorts of bonus
ad-free.
stuff. Rise of Skywalker.
That's right.
Commentary. What did we recorded it so long ago, but
a million years ago.
We had a grand time. And that's the whole show, I reckon.
It is. Next week, maybe that Marvel thing we've been promising.
Right.
It's coming.
We have recorded it, so it is inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Point.
It has to happen. Yeah, and the good thing is, if one of us dies, we've got one bit of extra
one
content.
in the can. Exactly. That's right.
Great to know.
Yeah, we can sell it off to the highest bidder. We can auction it off, right?
Like a Daredevil suit. Mm-hmm. Very good. You're on your scooter. Looking good. Look at him go.
I can't see him.
Look at him go, Mason.
Nope, I refuse. I can't see him and I refuse to move.
All right, thanks, guys, for listening.
Grab that jammy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.